StreamYard is concerned.
Nope, we're live.
Hi, everybody. Phil the Thrill here with my good buddies. We got Kingmaker over to my left, and then we got Mr. Max Boivin downtown, and then Caddy Corner, his table runner Crispy.
Howdy.
And we thought we might give Daggerheart a try. We'll give it our best chance to see if will it 4D. If you saw the session 0 last time, sorry if I may just take a minute. Mm-hmm. If you saw the session 0 last time, something we didn't mention that I wanted to throw in, see if the guys were interested is I let them each choose some sort of mystical element that they can attach as a feature for their character, a piece of equipment or pet or something like that, some sort of super mutation. I don't care. I told them this 2 minutes ago, so they probably haven't figured it out yet. Maybe I don't know. But we'll see how that 4Ds out.
Maybe the magic will surface for Thulgrim.
That's right. A lot of these NPCs have these abilities that make me a little nervous about how the 4Ding will work. But we'll give it our best shot. We'll give it an honest try. All right. Okay. So this is the Frozen Tunnel, the Daggerheart RPG. Sun rises over the small village mining town of Bright Peak. Cold gust of wind reminds all the denizens of the area that winter is coming. Despite the frigid temperatures already, the worst is yet to come. In the village of Bright Peak, it's a little bit more of a bustle than it has been in previous years due to the discovery of a valuable gem mine. Before, it was just a mine for crude iron ore. Now, it seems that this mine holds a vein of valuable crystals that are integral in the creation of magical artifacts and portals throughout the world. Along the, as many dwarven caravans have descended upon the town, an issue has cropped up with the nearby mine having experienced a catastrophe. Several miners have gone missing and haven't returned, meaning the profits have stopped, and even less important, the potential loss of life. This is where we meet our band of adventurers. Thulgrim.
Thulgrim walking out into the cold center of the village. Fastens his shield on his back. It's a cold one today. Kaneko, Mono. Say we get some work done today. Make some coin.
I walk with a staff in hand, my cloak drawn about me, shivering, hunched over. With my simian face, I look over to Thulgrim. Anything to get out of this wind. Keniko, how fare ye?
I'm falling in the back with my hand on my saber, my katana. Say, coin is good, but helping people is where we are here for.
Oh, yes. People. Where's that mayor? I think his name was Braval.
Aye, that's right. Mayor Braval.
I loosened the tongue of one of the cut purses a while back. Said that the mayor is looking for help with a problem?
Aye. A problem? I say we go speak with him.
Gust of wind blows through the town. A young girl nearby, an assistant with one of the trade caravans, is quick to pull down a sheet to cover up the covered wagon that is moving into town. Clickety clack of the wagon wheels and the horse hooves.
Oh, lass, did you see that?
The wagon. Yes. There's much goods here. Good pickings.
Good, Zor.
I shiver as the gust of wind. Ugh, infernal cold.
Keeping my head sunken into my shoulder. The sound of my wooden clog resonate on the pavement, not too different from the clip-clop of the horse. Looking distance in the distance. I'm looking distractedly in the distance.
It's a bustling village, much more crowded than it has any reason to be, or than it should be based on its size. The crossroads, the center of town, marks there's a large stage there. Probably functions as a gallows and as a podium. And there's a number of a very active blacksmith and a very active inn and tavern. Bunch of other wagons seem to be peeling off to the left, where it looks like a temporary camp has been set up for all of the dwarven profit seekers.
Merchant everywhere. Matter.
I walk over to a nearby villager. Aye, lad. Will you tell me where I could find the mayor? Mayor Braval.
Says, looks around. Well, it's that stocky little frog man. He says, you might want to check down there. That's the mayor's manor is going to be, manor, I said, down about 4 houses down, the buildings down, and then you take a left. It'll be about 2 buildings down on the right.
Aye.
It's
Thank
got
you.
a fountain out front.
Oh,
He's
very
a big
nice,
fan
very
of,
nice.
He's a big fan of fish.
Is he now? Well, I appreciate the help. I reach into my pouch and I pull out a coin and I flick it to him. What are your troubles?
Catches the coin. Looks to you. All right.
Turn back around.
Takes a few steps away, bites the coin.
Turn back
puts it in his
around,
mouth.
headed to Mono and Kenako. So, mayor's house is about 4 houses down. Big place, like a manor. Has a fountain out front.
Lead on. Get us ice cold. My eyes glint with a bit of fire in them. You shouldn't be so quick with your coin, Thulgrim. There's too many of your kinfolk around. They'll see that glint.
I turn to Mono and I say, and you shouldn't be so attached to pecuniary thing, such as coin.
Bah! It's what the coin can buy that I'm attached to, Kenako.
No amount of coin can buy you honor and glory.
Ah, yes, you and your honor. Lead on.
I start walking.
I start walking, but turn. Back to Kenako and Mono. Honor and glory, you can get a lot with it with coin, I tell you that.
See? Listen to your elders, Kenako. It's like
Some dark
Walk
men,
by.
some dark men standing at the porch of the tavern. One of them holding a beer and sipping it. The other one is wrapping a cord around his arm, sitting on a crate. He's eyeballing Thulgrim. One of them nods to you, Mana.
I nod back. Eyes kind of slightly glowing.
The man with the mug of ale turns around, and they both walk back inside the tavern. You notice red scarves dangling from their belts.
I pause for a moment
There are red
and think back to my time in the underworld with the criminals. Let's say 15 with hope. I recognize that interesting. Kenako, keep that blade sharp, my boy. We may have other negotiations today.
The telltale sign of the blazing hand on the scarf flashes, signifying their allegiance to a magical
I kept
Fire
I was
magic.
walking ahead until like Mono called me, and then I just stopped and I turned my head over my shoulder and I say, "The blade is always sharp, like the soul should be." And then I start walking again.
What can you guys tell me about those two strange fellas? Mono?
Not here. First, the mayor.
Aye.
I walk with it. I pick up my pace. The staff clicking on the ground.
The magically
Wait.
paved streets. The magic is fresh, and there's that telltale smell of it in the air. That a wizard was very recently involved in facilitating the magic on the road. It's clear after the intersection and past the dwarven encampment on the left. There's a lot less people on the road. A woman is hanging some laundry out there. She eyeballs the three of you with a frown.
Good day, ma'am. I nod.
Shouldn't you lot be over with the dwarves? I don't recognize ye.
But only one dwarf here. I don't see the problem.
Must be new in town. She puts her hands down, turns
Aye.
around, ignoring you two. Walks back into her cottage and slams the shutters shut on you.
That's quite a friendly woman, huh?
Oh, welcome. It is as warm as this weather. Quick.
The peasants shouldn't interact with a stranger. It's good habit they have to be wary.
Aye, fair enough, Kenako, fair enough.
I turn to Kenako, one eyebrow lifting.
A child on the other side of the street. A child staring. Her mother grabs her and pulls her inside. Shuts the door, leaving the streets barren.
Well, I guess all we can do is make our way to this mayor, see what's going on here.
Well, seeing as we're alone, perhaps we won't have to freeze. And I tap the staff on the ground and it lights up, fire burning like a torch. Warm my hand next to it. Start walking.
Oh, come walk a little closer to me here, Mono. I can use a little flame.
Of course. Of course.
I huddle in as I huddle between Kenako and Mono.
I'm walking like looking straight ahead. I bring my hand in my sleeve, one in the other, and I walk like just looking straight ahead, like I'm trying to act in a very dignified manner, like I own the place, like steady but small step in my little wooden clog.
The mayoral manor is surprisingly opulent in the setting. There has been some sort of barrier erected around it where there's a lot of vegetation inside of this barrier. There's a beautiful fish fountain that is spouting water out of it, and it falls into this like larger pool where there's a lot of abnormally large koi fish and other exotic fish that light up.
As I get within close
Completely alien
range, as I walk up, my eyes start to smolder again with the inner fire as I look at the magical auras around. Interesting. There are mages afoot, someone with some skill. I walk up to the opening in the barrier, and I knock with the staff on the board to announce our arrival.
There's no resistance on the barrier as your staff passes through it, and it feels like the temperatures inside are like a nice spring day. It's in the south.
I got distracted by the fountain. I stayed a little bit behind, looking at the fish. I got one in my hand, like out of my sleeve now, with the claw out. And
Can I
walk up.
No.
I walk up to Kenako. Hot now, Kenako. Could save that for later.
So yeah, of course. And I put my hand back in the sleeve.
Does look tasty though. And I walk up towards Mono.
I extinguish the fire on my staff now that it's a nice balmy temperature.
Man in a impressive tight tuxedo style suit, except it's a color of burgundy. It's a Catachan himself, Catman, I forget what it's Katari himself steps forward and says, "We do not eat the fish. May I ask your names, please?" He eyeballs Kenako specifically.
I am Keneko Fujiki. Those are my companion, Tolgrim Ironbreaker, and Mono.
At your service. And I bow.
I nod slightly.
Ah, yes. I see. The mercenaries we hired. Is that correct?
Yes.
The mayor hired you?
Yes, Mayor Braval, sir.
Right this way, please. And he steps to the side and puts his hand out, gesturing towards the door.
I walk forward.
Very intricately carved wooden heavy door. The carvings on it are incredibly detailed, depicting pictures of fish, almost like a deep sea diagram that tells a story of mermaids and giant whales. It's almost too much information to take in.
Quite some impressive carpentry you have here. I walk through the threshold, admiring.
I step through the threshold also. I turn back to Keniko.
Only the best for Mayor Braval.
I'm sensing a theme here, Keniko. Perhaps you'll get your fish.
They seem to like the fish a lot. It's very ostentatious.
If you're peckish, I can certainly arrange for a meal.
Yes, bring something.
The inside the doors, the room really shows this. The manor looks small from the outside, but inside is packed full of these very expensive decor, and it's like marble lining everywhere. Everything has been gilded, despite the relatively small size for a mansion.
Walking in the hall, like keeping my head straight ahead, making like a conscious effort not to stare and not to look at all the obvious display of wealth, aggressively ignoring it.
Walking through the hall as well, admiring, looking at the portraits on the walls. Which one of these is the mayor?
The butler looks around and he says, "Oh, all of them actually."
Ah!
The mayor in a variety of different military uniforms. One of them, he's doesn't have a shirt on, and he's standing like on a ship, with his arm out like this.
Quite a gallant fella.
It's like,
yes. At that point, I stop, and now I look at the painting, and I look at the butler, and I say, "So the mayor is an accomplished warrior?"
Well, he is our mayor, and that is something. It's not a easy role to acquire. I'll go retrieve the mayor. I need to announce your presence to him. Excuse me one moment, please. Enjoy some treats by the fire over here. He gestures towards a large great room with many comfortable chairs in it.
I walk into the great room, head straight to the fire, rest the staff against my shoulder, and with my hands I play with the fire, just slight movements, and the fire responds slightly. My dark eyes, without moving my head, are constantly in motion, looking for small items of value that might find their way into my pocket.
I take off my clog before getting in. Like I leave them by the door of the hall, and then I get in the hall. I remove my katana from my sash. And I go sit on a cushion there, and I just like sit staring ahead.
Walking in, unfastening my shield, my scabbard from my waist, looking around. You know, lads, if we play our cards just right, we might be able to have a place like this ourselves one day. As I walk, sit down in a chair near the fire.
It's a large assortment of different fresh fruits, also sides of like raw fish right there, and it looks like a bowl of some kind of long hearty rice that is local to the area. The fire roars. There's more ridiculous paintings all around of the mayor and his possible exploits.
He keeps his house artist quite busy, I think, as I turn from the fire and walk over to the refreshments, pick some fruit, pop it in my mouth, chewing away.
I look at Mono and say, should we wait for the host to join us before eating?
No, there's no dishonor here, Keneko. His manservant told us to help ourselves.
That's
So we help
right.
ourselves.
That's right. Maybe if we can get the manservant to bring out some ale, that'd be good too. I stand up and I walk over. I could use a steak though.
Then a jovial voice is heard. Friends! Oh, I'm so happy you've come. And a rather large man. He vaguely resembles the paintings. He's got very long, wavy hair. A very tight robe with sort of like I forget what that's called, like a pompadour, sort of. And it's like tied around like a smoking jacket. And he takes a step. He's got a big beard. He takes a step. And he says, "Oh, I'm so happy you three came. You came highly recommended. Highly recommended. Now, you're here for the mine. Is that correct?"
Aye, that's correct. It's good to meet you, Mayor Braval.
Okay.
Thulgrim Ironbreaker at your service. And I bow.
Yes, it's good to get some respect. Mayor Braval, as you said, and you said Thulgrim Ironbreaker.
Aye, that's me.
And who would your companions be? He looks a little confused as he looks to the
I point
strange
back.
simian sorcerer.
This here is Mono Ember and Keneko Fujiki. Come on, lads. Come say hello.
I'm standing on my leg already with my katana in my hand along my body, and I'm bowing.
I lean forward on my staff, holding it in two hands. Yes, I hunch over a little bit so I'm shorter than the mayor. Yes, we're here for the job, the contract, Mayor.
Oh, Dontaro, and the butler walks out. He said, "Yes, my lord, Lord Bravo." He says, "These names, I don't recognize these names. Where are the?" He leans in and whispers. He's like, "Oh yes, oh," and quietly whispering. It's a rather hoarse, very easily heard voice. He says, "This isn't the ones we hired, is it?" And he said, the Catman looks at you, three, noticing that he's being heard, and he says, "I believe we hired these men before the Jade Wing." And he looks at him and he goes, yes. Well, I'm glad you're here."
I stand straight now and say, like, it has been a long journey to come over here, all the way up north here.
It has.
Well, you must be tired.
We have endured hardship for this, but we will see it done better than any other potential employees.
He just stares at Mono and starts chuckling. Oh, well, excuse my manners. I suppose that you deserve a chance to complete the task, wouldn't you say, Dontar's? Dontar's like, if you say so, sir.
I move a step forward and I say, I heard you mention the Jade Wing. You try
Oh,
eyeing them? And then I look at Mono over my shoulder.
well, see, things have developed since I first sent word out to the mercenary boards. You see, they've found a very valuable gem mine, and well, let's just say my financial status has improved recently.
Gotta say that.
So, of course, after hiring you, sort of, I guess cash on delivery, I decided to, well, no offense to you, but hire the best, and the best is the Jade Wing, so they should be here, I suppose, 2 days. Is that right, Guntar? Yeah, yes, sir. 2 days.
Well,
Yes.
perhaps if we can fix this issue before the Jade Wing, well then, why pay two? We'll take the amount the Jade Wing would charge if we can get it done before they arrive.
He said the amount the Jade Wing charged. Duntaro like looks at the three of you and looks back at the mayor and he goes, "Oh," and the Mayor Braval continues laughing. Duntaro finally egged on to continue laughing with him, along with the joke.
We guarantee the work will get done. And we humbly request the rate the Jade Wing was getting paid. What say you?
Oh,
As I stand there, arms crossed, looking up.
We've come a long way. My eyes erupt into fire.
no.
And it seems we've come faster than they did.
I suppose that's true, and I would like it to be resolved sooner.
Listen, what have you got to lose? You're sending us down there anyway. If we don't come back, what's the risk for you?
He looks at Duntaro, and Duntaro like does that. Mayor Braval says, "All right, I accept your terms. If you can complete the task, I'll pay you afterwards the wages I would have given the Jade Wing."
Aye, fantastic. I spit in my hand, and I put my hand out for a handshake.
Why not? He grabs your hand and says,
That's a lad. All right, we'll get it done for you. Don't worry, Mayor.
But if the Jade Wing arrives, I'll have to pay them. So if you can't get it done in a couple days, the deal's off.
All right, that's fair.
Are you paying the Jade Wing ahead?
Well, the Jade Wing, of course I have to pay them up front. I'm sure they'll understand if they don't have to do the job. Don't you think, Duntaro? Duntaro's like, Oh, I'm sure they'll understand.
If they don't, maybe we can explain.
I don't understand what you mean. He looks at you.
I don't reply. I slide my katana back in my sash. Without
We will
breaking eye
hold you.
contact with him.
I look over at Keneko, and then I look over at the mayor, my eyes still glowing. We'll hold you to your word, Mayor, your word of honor. If we get the deed done, we'll be back here for our payment. If we don't, you won't see us again.
I accept your terms. It just makes economic sense. And Dontaro goes, huh?
We should need briefing for the mission to accomplish.
Yes, of
Aye.
course. I have a bath planned. Dontaro will fill you into the details. I definitely recommend you try this fish, though. He walks over and grabs a little piece of the raw fish and slurps it down.
I put my hand on my thigh and I bow down and say, "Thank you very much. We will."
He grabs another one. His fingers are kind of. They have the grime in them. Hands of a miner. Pulls another piece out. He says, "Take care, everyone. You three. Good luck, by the way. I'm rooting for you three. You seem like good chaps, not stuck up like those Jade Wing."
My
At your
eyes
service,
glow in the
man.
air.
I walk over and I sit down at the table. Never been one for seafood, but let's try this. Reaching and grab a little bit of fish.
I walk over to the table where the fresh fruit skewers are, and I take the silver platter and just dump all of the fruit into a sack. Close it up. I look over at the butler, start talking.
Then Tara looks at your sack with a frown. Yes, well, it seems that some miners came back with a bit of a haul. And of course, that is what has spawned all of these newcomers. They sent word out to their families, and all these dwarves from all over the place have decided to descend upon our town. These imperial crystals. But they went out a second time, and they never returned, save for one who died shortly after. He had a rather large gash across his stomach. They found him about a half a kilometer down the path, nearly frozen to death, and he said that they were all dead.
Jeez. Imperial crystals, though. That's quite a find.
Yes, it is quite a boon for our town.
It is. It's a mighty boon.
So, what exactly do you want then? Not just the bodies of dwarves. It doesn't seem like dwarves are popular here.
Well, whatever slashed that man's stomach, we want that threat removed from the mine so that operations can continue once again.
Just
I
been
lean on my
stuffing my
staff.
face with fish the whole time. Just distractingly listening.
Grab another piece of fish. So, the man who was slain. Anybody inspect his wound? And I pop the fish in my mouth. Any way of knowing what might have killed him? Does anyone have any idea, or was it just completely in the dark?
A rather strange wound. He rubs his chin. He says, the wound was frozen over, like it was covered in frostbite. Sort of magic, icy blade was our best guess. We're not
I raise
quite
my head
sure.
and I look at Kantaro, and I say, "What is happened to the body now?"
Oh, he's been taken by the dwarves. I think they did his last rites and cremated him some week ago.
Ah, it's a shame. Well, what's done is done.
He would have been a bloated pile of stink by now had they not done anything else.
Frozen, solid. All right. You just want proof that we've removed this threat, correct? What satisfies proof, Butler?
Mining operations can continue again. I imagine some miners are eager to join you on your journey. To get first crack at harvesting those veins once again.
And
When
I'm
they're
done
satisfied, I'll be satisfied. We will be satisfied.
I'm done eating, and I just pull out of my kimono like a little comb, and I'm brushing my fur around the face and the neck. And I say this is gonna be a dangerous adventure. Miner could get hurt.
I agree with Kenako.
Consider that an extension of your employment, protecting the miners, seeing that they come back with the haul. If they can come back with the haul, we'll assume that it's safe to mine, at least with some protection.
Let's start this job before the butler adds some other task to this contract.
Well, to be fair, your pay has quadrupled since last we negotiated.
I step up. I take 2 steps towards the butler. My eyes start burning again. We're not babysitters. I look over at Kenako.
Well, we're happy to wait the 2 days. You see, he yawns, unimpressed with your display.
Putting away my comb, I said, "We will leave in the morning."
Looks over at Mana. Very well.
I turn on my heel, walk towards the entrance to this great room.
I'm afraid that the tavern has no occupancy. Hope you brought your camping gear.
In a manner like this, could we possibly just spare a room for us?
He looks at Mono and says, we're a little leery of fire hazards.
I'll make my own way, Butler. And I walk out.
Offer hospitality to weary traveler.
Well, when your town is full of weary travelers, we can't offer hospitality when there is none to be given. Or when I have, especially when manners have been kicked or put aside.
Very well, very well. I stand up, grab my shield, sling it over my back, and buckle my scabbard. Let's go find our way before morning. And I walk towards Mono.
At the front door of the mayoral palace, I swing the door open and just let it bang against the doorstop. Stepping outside.
Easy, Mono. There's some beautiful carpentry. As I follow behind.
The sound of my wooden clog can be heard again as I'm just walking small step behind.
He calls out to you, Kaneko. He says, be careful of who you keep your company, Katari.
I stop for a second. I look down, over my shoulder, but kind of down. And I say, "Thank you for the advice." And I keep walking.
He says, thank you for your decorum. And he follows you to the front door, shuts it behind.
I walk through the ostentatious display. I turn my head over to Thulgrim. That buffoon of a mayor. And now he wastes his wealth. Trivial things. My staff passes through some of the illusion.
Aye, a
Why is it always
fool.
such fools that amass such wealth?
That's
This
the way
is,
of the world, Mano.
This is what I'm talking about. Wealth does not bring glory. You see,
Clearly, it just brings gaudy portraits of a fat pig of a man. In circumstances he will never find himself. I saw some that may follow the flame back at that tavern. Perhaps we can get some more information there.
It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. But
I look at
let's
the
just-
sky, the sun in the sky, trying to gauge the time of day. It is very cloudy weather.
Midday sun makes the clouds glow just off the horizon.
Maybe we could go to the mine today.
I stop, turn back to Keniko. Well, we don't have much time. And those jade wing cell swords will be here before long.
This is
We
why I say we start now.
I agree. Even if we're down there in the dark, still need torchlight to see. Doesn't matter if it's day or night. I say we get started now too.
I've got
And
the
we will
torch
be-
handled. Now out in the cold, the staff reignites with fire.
We will be we will be shelter from the wind and the cold.
Aye, that's right. Besides, we're not gonna find anywhere to stay tonight. Might as well get the job done.
Let's
And
go.
we'll force them for a room if we get the job done in a couple of hours.
Wind has kind of eased up, and the streets are still abandoned up until the crossroads, where the several wagons are taking that turn towards the large makeshift dwarven campgrounds. Tavern is still bustling. Many people drink. No room inside. People taking their drinks outside, enjoying some spontaneously made fires and other sort of magical domes to keep them covered and keep them comfortable as they sit outside.
I would have told him.
Thulgrim, can you grab one of your kinsmen? If we could pass through that camp, we could use a guide.
Aye. I think I can. Give me just a moment. I turn, I walk over towards the tavern to the nearest dwarf drinking. Aye, lad.
Inside the tavern, it's extremely loud, boisterous. Dwarves having a dwarven time. Songs are being sung. There's a performer somewhere past the crowd who's banging on a drum just to make himself heard. Try to get a chance to go along with whatever drinking songs the dwarves are engaging in.
I walk through the crowd, singing along. Aye. I make my way to the counter.
It's a large minotaur serving drinks. He says, what do you want? Here. He hands you a beer.
Oh, I love a beer right now, but listen, I'm looking for a guide. I'm trying to get to the mines, and I could use a dwarf one of my own kind to get us through the camp and into the mines. You have anybody here you might recommend?
Minotaur grunts, shifts it over the mug over a foot. It's grabbed by a different dwarf who puts a coin on the bar. He says, "Dwarf miners, huh? We don't have a shortage of those. Hey, you." Points at the guy who's standing right next to you. "Hey, this guy's looking for you." And he turns around and walks over. I don't recognize you. It's a red-bearded man. It's mostly mustache and chops, and he's got a mug. He's like, "I don't recognize you." Kaneko outside. There's many wagons still passing through the crossroads.
I'm just standing like my back against a wall, standing, not leaning, against a wall, looking at the street. It kind of like in a almost like I'm guarding the door where my friend just went in, trying to stand still. Yeah, just my tail wagging behind me.
Mono.
I stand next to Keniko, watching these wagons pass. I see the stairs as they see the staff burning without issuing smoke. I'm drawing too much attention. The staff extinguishes. I huddle up in my cloaks.
Many other denizens around are using small, low effort spells to keep themselves warm or do simple things to improve their comfort. Inside, man says, "I don't know you."
No, you don't know me. Thulgrim Ironbreaker. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Korov Stonehammer.
Stonehammer, huh?
Aye.
I do a Stonehammer from my childhood.
The Ironbreakers. I think I recognize that family name.
Aye. Far south of here in the Iron Hills.
Ah, yes, that's where it is. The Iron Hills, of course. On from the northern mountains of Granite Wallow.
Oh, Granite Wallow, haven't been there in a long time.
I wouldn't go back. What can I do for you, Ironbreaker?
Yes. Listen, me and my two friends, we're on a mission here to clear the mine of this problem of yours, and I could use a little bit of help. Could use some guides.
Oh, you're here to clear the mines, are you?
Aye, I'm here to clear the mines.
He puts his beard down and puts his hand on you. There's a couple of other dwarves look over. It's like, I can take you to the mines if you don't mind my crew joining you.
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, the mayor wouldn't mind if you followed along, just to, make sure we clear the right paths down there. It gets a little dark and tight and twisty when you're getting their way down.
He looks a little nervous when your voice goes up a few decibels. Like, yeah, I'd be happy to show you the way to the mines. I got a map right here. He holds up a piece of folded paper, stuffs it back in his shirt. He's like, let me go get my crew. We're over in the campgrounds.
Wonderful. That sounds great.
All right, Ironbreaker. All right.
We're outside right now, Stonebreaker. We'll get outside. I'll meet you at the camp, and we'll make way tonight. Stonehammer. That's right. That's all right, Stonehammer.
We're all breakers or hammers or something.
I had a cousin named Stonebreaker. That's why I mixed it up, your name.
Stonebreakers are eastern dwarves. I've got this a few times, but you'll see I'll put up the blue and white flag just above my carriage. That's how you'll find us, all right?
That sounds good. That sounds good.
I'll get my boys ready. All right. All right,
Catch us, boys.
don't tell anyone.
Aye. All right, I'll be quiet about it. I'll be quiet. You got it. Make my way back towards the
Drinks
door.
his ale real quickly.
Outside, I'm looking at I started looking around a bit, and then I look at Mono. I say, I don't think this mayor is good custodian of the village.
No. In this village, there's too many people. I'm nervous. Kenako, I don't like the crowds. So many eyes. Hard to watch one's back, my friend.
They are very rowdy.
Yes, as you would say, undisciplined.
Yes. Undisciplined mind.
A small red bearded dwarf. He's got the mutton chops. He busts through the door and looks at the two of you and goes starts hustling down the pathway towards the dwarven camps. He's a very stout fellow and he runs in a funny way. Another dwarf goes, "Oi, Stone Ammo, what's going on?" And he just ignores him and keeps running.
The door swings open and Thulgrim comes out. Aye, lads, that's our guide. Follow him, let's go. As I huddle my way quickly behind him.
Hold up there. The dwarven man drinking around a flame. He walks up and he says, "Oh, you need a guide? Where are you heading off to today?"
I said, no, we are.
Man with the totally black everything. He's got a long black beard, black ponytail.
We do not need anything now. Thank you. And I start walking.
If you need a guide, I can give.
He said we don't need anything, dwarf. Mind your own business.
Of course.
Fire bursts from my staff.
Oh.
I pause and I turn from a distance. Come on, lads!
Kenako, these crowds, they're getting to me.
I just walking, looking forward. I say to Mono without looking at him, "There's a lot of dwarf."
I don't mind our dwarf, but these others I don't know. I don't trust them.
The man with the black hair moves over back to the fire and starts whispering to his compatriots. They all are looking over.
These dwarves will cut each other's throats to get at these gems. We may find ourselves under their blades.
A lot of greed.
Yes, you may be right. The gems should find a more disciplined owner. As I pick up the pace, following after Thulgrim and the stout dwarf.
I'm just keeping pace behind. Take a second, listening to what Mono just said. Take me an instant to understand what he meant. And then I look at him, shake my head.
The dwarven encampment is more of just a big sort of the equivalent of a trailer park of covered wagons set up in these disheveled rows. Many impromptu merchants have set up stalls to sell basic supplies, mining supplies. Everyone kind of seems like they're in a bad mood as they're sitting around cooking meat or drinking, sitting around a fire.
Paused and standing at the edge of the dwarven camp with my hands on my belt. Oh, Mono, Kenako. What's the matter? Come on, let's stick together. Our guide, Stonehammer, he should have a flag over his cart. blue and white. They're gonna guide us into the mines.
As long as we don't stay long. Thulgrim, your kin are prepared to fight one another for this treasure.
I'd imagine so. Dwarves get a little greedy.
I look at Mono and say, we should not. We should try not to draw attention to us.
Right. I hunch over lower, pull my hood down over my head even more. The staff is just regular staff. I'll follow.
I'll lead the way. Follow me, as I begin walking into the camp, looking around.
Catch a few
Stonehammer.
eyes, different people just sitting around waiting for who knows what. And most people ignoring. Many wagons later, you see there's a little blue and white flag starts being raised over this
Aye.
carriage that's like over a row to the left.
I put my hand out to nudge Mono behind me. Aye, there it is. That's Stonehammer.
I flinch back from the contact, nervous, tense. Good. Good.
I come up close to Tolgrim and I say, did he mention how many his crew is?
I know. Didn't mention the crew, but he told me he's got one. I'm sure we'll find out now. Hopefully it's not too much for us to have to manage down there. Don't want to be responsible for too many lives.
The campsite with the flag over it. There's a old Stonehammer, this senior, standing. He's gathering a bunch of supplies. There's a woman who's also gathering things, stuffing them into the wagon, and another man is putting out the fire and tending to the food that's been put there. There's this a young dwarf boy is helping out, just pick up stuff. They're picking up camp pretty quickly. There's another older man there saying, "Oh, Stonehammer, where you headed? You're giving up already?" Stonehammer says, "Yeah, there's too many mouths, not enough meat, and also this weight. I can't do it anymore. It's just not worth it. Got to move on. I heard there's some copper a couple days west, and so that's where we're heading. All right, is everyone ready? Okay. Oh, over here, Ironbreaker."
Aye, Stonehammer. I walk forward into the group. Are we ready to head out? These are my companions.
Yes.
Kenoko and Mono.
Okay. Nice to meet you. Hello. And he extends a hand to Mono.
I look at the hand for a moment.
It's a very pudgy, dirty hand.
I extend the staff so we can hold the end of the staff. Let him shake that.
He just puts his hand back, takes his hand back, doesn't shake your staff.
I just put my hand together and I do a little bow.
Oh. Gives you a return bow with a salute over his shoulder.
So Stonehammer.
You didn't tell anyone, did you, Did you, Ironbreaker?
I didn't. No, we came right here. We followed you. But how far is the distance from the camp here?
Well, Stonehammer. Oh, you got yourself a couple of men to guide to the mine, do ya? It's the man with the black hair. He's been shadowing you. He's got two other men next to him, well armed.
Who are you?
Well, we thought we'd come along and help you out with the mine.
I turn toward the man and I say, "You are not invited."
And why not? I'm just as much a dwarf as Stonehammer.
I
Except
straighten up.
I've got men with me, not women and children.
I straighten up. I look at him. My eyes erupt in fire. Because we don't like you, dwarf. Now run along.
It's not fair, Stonehammer, taking all the profit for yourself. You jump in the line, you know that.
Say, when the mine is going to be reopened, everybody will be able to work. But we cannot bring too many in this dangerous mission.
Aye, this is special instructions we've received and a contract that we have to fulfill. We can't be bringing anyone else.
Well, we'll come as hired hands with some mining equipment.
I look at
step
Stonehammer.
forward.
Stonehammer says, all right. Surely it's not too much trouble, I suppose. I don't want to get in trouble with the guild or anything. But they did say they had an arrangement. So I think it's worth me stepping over the line if I'm their official guide, as sanctioned by the... Looks at Ironbreaker. The town...
Toward the black-haired dwarf with my hand on my katana. I just put my thumb on the tsuba and I say, "You stay behind.
Chest out.
We cannot bring too many."
I take 2 steps over to Kenako and I lean down a little to whisper in his ear. And I whisper, 7 with fear. I think this one is too insistent. Perhaps it's not a monster that has preyed on the other miners, but one of their own with a blade. Let's keep an eye on this one.
He says, how about I just follow behind? Can't really stop me from traveling down the road now, can you?
Oh, very well.
I do one more step forward. I say,
"No,
I can."
You can give me a check. Presence.
With fear. 14 with fear. 13 with fear. So, as I say that, like my eyes like look around a bit. I break the eye contact that I had.
I step over in between. Now, can I go? Listen, not much we can do about this. So, I guess you're gonna follow us then. What's your name?
He looks at Thulgrim and then back at Kenako. A little, he's slow to respond. It's like, what is it that you mean to do, cat?
Say, you should watch your tongue if you don't want the cat to get it.
He looks at Ironbreaker and he says, all right, all right. I don't like you jumping the line, Stonehammer. You know that we were supposed to go next. But I suppose it's fine. Closes his eyes.
Very well, let's settle then. Stonehammer?
And then he says, for a fee. Stonehammer's like, Stonehammer pulls out his purse, walks up to the man.
I turn around and I
Pulls
start walking away.
Pulls out a few coins and gives them to the other man.
I stand.
All right.
Watching, just in case these dwarves make a move towards Keneko's back as he's turned around. Satisfied, I then turn and follow Keneko.
I hurry up towards Stonehammer. What can you tell me about this lad?
Man takes his purse, or he takes his handful of gold and shakes it. He's like, all right. And he walks back. He walks away. Stonehammer says, oh, that's just old Granite Arms. Jason Granite Arms. He's one of the heads of this little mining operation here.
Anyone we have to worry about?
Probably not, since I paid him off, but
All right.
I don't know. He does run a guild for a reason. He's very adept at holding power.
Very well. I know dwarves. I get
I'm
it.
standing a few feet away by the kind of like close to the road. My hand still on my katana.
The
Still
three
in my heart,
the
brushing
three
in my-
dwarves are walking past you, and they look over at you.
I stare at them the whole time they pass.
One of his side henchmen says, "See you around, cat." As he continues walking.
I place
don't
my
reply.
hand on Keneko's arm, just gently. Easy, friend.
Say, I do not appreciate being talked down to by peasant.
No. And I turn to watch those dwarves leave. I think there's more going on here. Perhaps we'll have time to return that slight with interest.
Standing
Stonehammer.
next-
Yep, go ahead.
Standing next to Stonehammer. So, how long of a day's travel to the mines?
Aye, it's a half day. Half day up the path, up into those mountains up there, and he points at a pretty jagged-looking mountain range off to the north.
Aye. All right. We should probably get going then, given the time.
Why, yes. Heading right away then. Good. Should be able to make camp at the base of the mountain
Very good.
for nightfall, hopefully. Probably after nightfall.
That's fine. As long as the temperatures don't drop too much, might end up going in at night.
We'll start getting our carriage on the path. We'll see you up there. Catch up to us. Or come with us. He starts, does a signal.
I turn toward where the carriage was, and I say, "Mono, it seems like they're getting moving. It's good."
I look around at the crowd. Sooner the better. Get us out of this crowd.
I turn and I walk back towards Kennego and Mono. Stonehammer is making his way towards those mountains down there. We're gonna follow. Set up camp right outside the mine, and then we'll determine our next step.
The
We will have to watch both sides. Things from the mine and things from outside.
Yes, Thulgrim. What Kenneco says is wise. In my experience, much of the monsters from these areas are really just competing interests.
I hate to say it, but it's true. You speak truth, Mono. We will need to watch our backs, but don't worry. We've got Keneko, Master Swordsman, a long line of swordsmen, right, Keneko? You'll protect us.
Yes, I will not let harm come to my companion. And
Nor will I.
the wagon is pulled by this really long-haired, sort of scaly, or not scaly, really long-haired like bison. It's got just one horn, and it's got these big feet, heavy each step, but the one large animal is able to pull the entire wagon on its own. Native to these lands.
I
Many
look at
of
the beast and I say to Mono, like, this is gonna be a slow journey.
We don't have time. Those Jade Wing will be here and they'll steal this contract from us. I say we move ahead. We know the direction.
That's fine. We'll overtake him and tell him we'll set up camp and
No.
just make our way in.
We might have attracted ire to those people. We need to stay to protect.
This is an internal squabble.
The path to glory is rarely pleasant.
That's true. Besides, I don't want to see these nice lads get any trouble on our behalf. As I
Nice. I walk to the wagon and with my ape-like agility, I swing up onto the wagon and let my feet dangle off the end. Well, then I'll rest my feet if we're going to go at this pace.
the small dwarven child, surprised at your sudden movements, goes, huh!
I
Coils back under his blanket.
look down at the dwarven child and then just stare, holding the staff between my knees. Stare out at the mountains.
I walk along the cart, holding my strap from my shield.
I let the whole group pass before me, and then I close the line, walking behind.
A gentle snow begins to fall, and a small little breeze kind of whips through, ruffling the cloth covering of the wagon as the beast of burden goes up as he continues to walk, has a pretty good pace for a beast of burden, but a very heavy one.
I open the bag, take out one of the fruit skewers that I took from the mayor's palace. start eating it.
Well, I appreciate you choosing me, the Stonehammer says to Mono.
I didn't choose you. Thulgrim chose you.
Well, all the same, back there, you didn't turn your back on us. I appreciate that.
I trust Thulgrim's judgment.
Thorgrim's walking alongside the cart, just peering out into the night. He walks.
I'm just walking in the back, my hands in each sleeve, trying to look focus, just staring ahead, not paying attention like to anything, not looking distracted.
The sun sets eventually, and the night gets very dark. So the clouds in the sky have masked the double moon, and Stonehammer is fixing to light a torch. He's having trouble with it. The snow has sort of picked up.
I hop off the wagon, walk over to where Stonehammer is struggling with the torch. Just hold open my simian hand. Give me the stick.
He just like stares at you and hands it to you.
I hold it. It immediately lights. I pass it back.
Thank you, Lord Mono.
Just Mono.
I hurry my pace a bit to catch up with Stonehammer and where Mono is with now. And I say, how long again before we get to the entrance of the mine?
He says, maybe an hour, 90 minutes.
We
And,
press on then.
You see, just on the other side of him from Kiniko, is a wolf silently running towards the Fulgrim. Kiniko.
Thorgrim is.
I grab I take off my hand from my sleeve. I put it on my katana, and I yell, "Wolf!"
Hi! I draw
I
my
start.
blade.
Look over at Keniko.
It's much larger. It's a dire wolf.
I draw my blade and I look around.
Leaps towards you, Thulgrim.
Thorgrim readies his blade. Thorgrim.
It's
Ah! As it. The claws. His jaws bite down into me.
3 damage.
Rush to shake him off.
Fast. Jumping past you, failing his sneak attack. He looks at everyone, backs up.
Thulgrim.
Good.
Thulgrim charges forward at the wolf, slashing his broadsword at the wolf's face. "13 with fear. As he lunges forward, stabbing at the neck of the beast, nicking his wrist on the fangs of the beast. A 6.
Hurt. Stumbles to the side with a major injury.
Drawing the blade out.
Growls at you.
I've struck it! Take it down!
I raise my staff, my eyes alight with fire. Like with a arcane incantation, I point the end of the staff. Magical fire bursts from the end and it fires out towards this dire wolf. It's going to be a 14 with hope. The flame smashes into the dire wolf. 8 magical damage. Singeing its hair, burning it.
Dead. Explodes in a ball of flame. Goes and kind of starts running off a little bit, and then collapses into a nearby snowbank.
I run
Smoking corpse.
I run to next to Tolgrim. My katana. And I say, "Are you injured?"
Oh, I'll be alright. He got me good. Didn't see him coming. Got my blade in his throat, though. Glad I got a little bit of revenge on him. Caught me by surprise. How are you? You okay?
I haven't been touched. I tried to warn, but he went directly for you.
It's alright, it's alright. I'll be fine, Kenako. Mano, where's Mano?
I jog over to where Thulgrim and Kenako are talking. Thulgrim, let me see that wound.
Hi. I come forward and I draw forward with, you could see blood pooling out from the chainmail on my shoulder.
That's a bad wound.
Wagon slowly creeps forward. Stonehammer yells out, "You're right, Ironbreaker."
I'll be alright, I'll survive.
Impressive bit of magic, Mono.
Keep a weather eye out, dwarf. There may be more.
Aye.
I reach into my bag, one of my inner pockets, produce a small glass vial, and pass that to Thulgrim. Drink this, friend.
Thank you, Mano. Pull the cork out. I chug it down, feeling the vitality return to me. Oh, feels good. Thank you.
We'll need you at full strength for what comes next, I'm sure.
Aye.
The snow picks up again. There's a little bit of lightning as well now. Lights up the silhouette of the mountains for a moment. Wind picks up.
I look at Mono and I say, "So now we also have to worry about dangerous beast."
Indeed. Though hopefully dispatching that one will have its mates think twice. 'Twas a pack animal, I believe.
It is.
Looks like it.
surprising that he attacks alone. A group like us.
Must be hungry,
Very
driven.
hungry.
Seemed as such when it bit into me. It was just ravaging. Seemed hungry, foaming at the mouth.
Direwolves are usually up further north. They roam inside the valleys of the mountains.
I look at Tolgrim. I said, maybe infectious.
I hope not. I think so. We'll play it by ear. I'll keep an eye on the wound.
The elixir should take care of most infections, but yes, we should watch.
The storm's picking up. We best keep moving.
We're coming! We're coming! As I yell. Stonehammer.
Aye. And he whips his reins, and the beast continues to trudge through the snow up the path.
Keeping my shield and sword at the ready. No longer sheathed. I walk and follow along, looking at the tree lines for any signs of other creatures. 19 with fear.
The trees have gotten much denser, or have started to become more dense as the caravan approaches the foot of the mountain, and it's many places to hide, but no evidence of any creatures currently around.
Weather dense here.
Keniko, I'm going to go with the driver of that wagon, produce a little more light. But I don't want to spoil your night vision.
Yes. I have good eyes in the night.
Perhaps you should take lead.
Yes, I will take lead. And I start like moving around, going to the front.
I hop up on the wagon next to the driver, and then with my staff, I create a large flame to produce more light around the wagon as it goes through this ambush-rich environment.
I have my ear like turning around, like trying to pick up the sound.
Critical success.
The entire group of miners of the mining entourage looks much more at ease with the blazing flame of your staff warming the nearby area, keeping the snow back. I really appreciate you coming along with us, Mono.
I look down, take out another fruit skewer from the bag, and pick it with my ape lips, one piece of fruit at a time off the stick.
I hurry up in between Keniko and the cart, making sure I can back him up at any time.
I'm just clipping along.
The journey through the short journey of through the dense woods is uneventful, and the large jagged mountain is in front of the caravan. It's a windy path that goes up to a cave. Looks like a makeshift camp has been created at the base of that path, made of stone.
I turn to the driver of the wagon.
Magically.
Build a fire. Might keep the beasts at bay. And then I hop off the wagon.
I look at Mono and say, "Is that where we stay for the night?"
Yes, with all these people.
Walk over to Stonehammer. So, the entrance to the mine from here. I look around.
Stonehammer is walking is driving his cart into the stone crafted campsite, and he brings his cart up to this stone hearth in the middle, stone fire pit. He says, "Aye, it's a fine camp, isn't it?"
It is, it is. Beautiful craftsmanship.
I've pulled
It's a
I've pulled
privilege to
my
be the
comb.
first to use it.
I've pulled my comb from my kimono, and I'm brushing my fur again in the neck and flat at the face. I say, "Why is the camp never been used before?"
Well, I guess I should say second to use it. Those men that died.
It was their camp.
Aye, they made the camp once they found the gems. Had a stone shaper come out and build this for them.
Did they die inside the camp?
I don't think so. I think they died inside of the mine.
Where did they find the body?
Oh, somewhere closer to town, beyond the trees.
Did you know those men?
No, it's a different group. But I know of them. Fine men, I heard. Ambitious. Although I don't know why they were all in the mine. He looks up at the mine, like he's thinking about something for the first time. The other three members of the group begin to unpack the carriage relatively quickly, pulling out mining supplies. He points
my
at the
comb
cave.
away.
He says, "That's the entrance to the mine up there."
I put my comb away and I'm look down a bit, pensive.
I sheath my blade in wonder, walking towards the mine. An imperial crystal mine. Ah, never thought I'd see one before. It's beautiful.
I take a few steps through the snow towards Keniko. When I'm next to Keniko, I lean over and in a low voice I ask, "You're thinking of something. What are you thinking? Something of this story doesn't sit well with you, my boy."
Stonehammer speaks up as he's bustling through, and he says, "Eveline, get some dinner going on the pot." And the woman comes out of the wagon. She says, "Aye." She's getting a pot. She's gonna set up the fire.
I turn my back from the dwarf, and I reply to Mono low. I say, "I'm confused that the dwarf did not understand why the men went in the mine."
I'd very much like to see this mine. I don't think I'll rest well until I lay eyes on it.
A loud whistling noise, howling, rips through the night. It's a mixture of it's a very strange noise that could be wind. It's rips through the camp, brings a bone chilling cold breeze. You can see the well,
I hug my upper torso. Oh, is that? Turning and walking back towards Kiniko and Mono. Did you feel that? Chill.
It's very cold wind. We need to find cover.
Felt unnatural.
My eyes glow as I peer around the camp, looking for arcane magics. It's looking at the construction of the stone camp. A mage has been active here.
I look toward Mono and I say, I would like to see the mine the sooner the possible, but we cannot leave those people.
I look up at the path that leads to the entrance to the mine, and then back at the pitiful fire that is more or less blown out by the sudden gust of icy wind. I sigh heavily. Of course, my boy. And I
Just
trudge.
as quickly as the Arctic blast blew through the camp, it's gone. Temperature returns to a normal, still very chilly snowstorm temperature, but not as cold.
I walk over
Warm in
to
comparison.
the middle of the encampment. I look to Stonehammer. Shouldn't stay out in the elements like this. Besides, we're on a tight schedule. We should probably head inside. Take us to the mines.
Mono, give me a knowledge. check.
That is 22, sorry, with hope.
A faint echo of some sort of triggering magic blinks away
Wait.
as the small boy is putting a basket of goods inside of a structure. It's like like a stable.
That wind, that was not natural. I can see the residual magics.
We should rest here for the night. Those people travel. They will
Yes.
need rest.
It's too dark. Be better in the daylight. I agree.
That would make a difference inside the mine.
No, out here.
Yes.
Out here, we can leave these people with some greater degree of safety during the day. I turn over to Thulgrim. We've traveled long. Perhaps it's best we camp with them, as Kanako says.
Very well, very well.
Stonehammer speaks up. He's been kind of subtly listening. He says, "We can start mining right now if you like. We're happy to get started right away, aren't we? Aren't we?" And then he looks back at the other group, and they seem a little
I
wary of
I look at the
his
condition of them.
ambitions.
I look at the conditions of the miners. Well, Stonehammer, it seems like your crew is pretty wary from our travels. I agree with Mono and Kaneko. We should rest the night. Don't want to be too hasty.
Oh, they're fine, aren't you, Ereline? Ereline's like, I. She looks crestfallen.
I go to Tolgrim. I say low. I say, maybe they could rest in the mine a little later. It'd be easier to defend. Less
Depending on what's inside, but I agree. We'd also be outside, out of the elements.
I walk into the camp. I see the mass of bodies in the small the stone enclosure. I shudder. Look over to the where the dwarf woman is struggling with a small fire to heat some water. I walk over to lend assistance.
She leans back and pops her back. I appreciate your help, Mano.
I just nod, don't say anything.
We'll get something cooked up right away. She starts throwing ingredients in.
I get the fire roaring underneath.
Stonehammer. We think it might be safer to sleep inside the mine. We say we do supper here, take shelter inside the mine. We don't have to start mining tonight, but at least be out of the elements. It's quite open here.
It sounds fine. Get supper in us and we'll go right in the mines. I think that's a great idea. He looks over at Ereline, smiles and nods, and she's like, shaking her head, stirring the pot.
Turn to Keniko and nod.
I nod back. Stonehammer,
Yes.
what do you think happened to those men?
Oh, I don't know. Some kind of creature probably inside.
Do you think it could have been direwolf?
I don't know. It looked like a big gash. I saw the body. It was a big gash across the stomach, but none of his guts fell out. It was like it was frozen. Some frozen blood kind of pouring out a bit, and then it froze right in place. Probably why he was able to walk as long as he did. But he was dead when we found him. Or, well, shortly after, I should say. He said something, what did he say? He said all his friends were dead, I think, and, what was it? There's, something about, he said it was cold. He's very cold, shivering.
We're all shivering out here.
He's very cold out here. I imagine he didn't have, his protection from the elements.
I nod, and I move toward the pot where, like, the woman is cooking.
She continues to cook the meal. It's starting to smell delightful. Getting a good thick, beefy broth going in there. It's bubbling away.
I walk over and plop down beside Keniko, unfastening my shield and placing it next to me on the ground.
The firelight is causing shadows to dance across these makeshift these magically conjured stone walls, magically shaped stone walls.
I unfasten a little like leather bag from my belt, and I from my back, and I unfold it on the table, and I pick out a little like teapot, and I prick my gourd. I pour some water in it, and I go put it near the fire.
The other dwarven man named Aaron. He looks over at you. And he says, you're a tea drinker. And
Yes, the tea. clean the spirit and the mind, purify.
Erlene brings a earthen bowl of bubbling stew over to Mono. Serves him first, and then serves
nod.
the other two of you. Then begins to serve her group.
I nod.
Thank
Standing
you.
there next to the fire, staring into the fire, watching the flames. Absently start slurping at the stew.
Spoonfuls of stew sitting on the ground.
Waiting for the water to boil. I'm just like eating the stew, but like I'm just picking the piece of meat in it, leaving everything that is vegetable, and not trying to not getting too much sauce.
Aaron looks her. Aaron looks over at your bowl and he's like, "I'll take the rest of that if you're not interested."
I pass him over to him without saying anything.
Grabs it, drinks it.
I pass the bowl back to the dwarven matron and thank with a word of thanks. Then walk out of the crowded camp out into the cold.
I walk over to the dwarven woman. Lass, oh, is there any more?
I have as much as you want.
Ah, wonderful. I go and I reach for the ladle. Pour myself another bowl of stew. Ah, it's mighty fine. Gotta have a full belly before we traverse tomorrow into the mines.
It is hearty and more delicious than it has any right to be from being camp's fire stew.
I grab my little teapot. I take out like the 3 bowls that I have in my little bag with the tea set. Put some herb in the boiled water. Only
Stonehammer.
have 3 bowls. So who is in for some tea?
Oh,
Just kind of looks at each other. Dwarves don't seem interested.
I start pouring the tea in one bowl, and I offer it to Tolgrim.
hey, Kennego, is this your vitality tea?
And then I pour another bowl, and I offer it to the dwarf that met the Agron. I mentioned the tea before.
Oh, man. He says, "Oh, I'm good. I'm more of an ale man."
Mm.
He holds up the bowl you gave him of broth. Appreciatively, he's like, "Wow, thanks, though. Please."
I pour a third bowl for myself. I got just the bowl that you refuse. I just leave on the table, and then I pour a bowl for myself.
I take a sip of the tea from Kennego. It's quite good, Kennego. You're never gonna get dwarves away from their ale.
The men laugh. Erlene just shakes her.
Oh no, you really should try it, lads.
I shake my head and I just like blow a bit on the bowl. I twist it like I did the painting in front of me. I do like the 3 rotation to turn it on the other side before taking a sip. Everything very ritualized. I say, it is good to take time for tea.
Outside of this enclosure, into the night, the cold air, I walk around the perimeter of the camp, my eyes glowing an amber light as I examine the construction of this camp and how it was formed from the stone itself.
There's an anchoring kind of magical energy at the base of every pillar of stone. It looks like it feeds like a web into the ground below it. It's a very structured web, very geometrical, and in a moment later, you hear the sharp howl of that wind again. And that frigid Arctic air blasts through the camp again. And there's magic, some sort of magical current coming from the entrance of the mine.
I flare
billowing out.
I flare the staff. The flame at the end of my staff erupts into existence.
I brace and spill my bowl.
I flare it up. My eyes still glowing as I was examining the magical energies around the camp. And then I run back towards the camp, looking for Keniko and Thulgrim.
As I see like Mono enter, I'm finishing my bowl of tea. I put it on the table and I grab a little towel from my set, and I start like cleaning the bowl, drying it out. I say, Mono, what is it?
I say, finish your ritual, my boy. I know it is important. Rituals are important. But I've seen something. Just now.
I felt it whip through the camp. Knocked my cup out of my hands.
Was no accident. And it didn't come from some Arctic breeze or the wind coming from the mountain. No, it came from the mine. I saw it. It issued forth from the mouth of the mine, and it targeted this camp. There was malice behind that wind.
I was
Sounds
hoping.
like-
I was hoping we would be protected from the wind inside the mine.
As was I. But it's not the case.
Oh, Stonehammer looks at the other two, and Airline says, "Maybe, Stonehammer, it would be best if we let them handle their business before we went in." Stonehammer nods solemnly.
So you'll not be joining us in the mines.
It's too cold. I
Very
can
well.
offer you, we have some pretty warm winter clothing here, if you need, but there's no place to make a camp if that wind is coming out of there.
It will.
Fueled by
Guide us.
magic? Is that right?
I nod.
The wind will be our guide from there.
Look back at the mine. Wind howling and snow caked in my beard.
Stonehammer says, we're depending on you to clear that mine. Don't worry about us. We have paid our dues to old Granite Arm. He won't come trying to seek any revenge, I'm sure. Maybe another extortion payment, but that is our way. If I have to pay it, then I will. I will have my turn in line, and I will mine those gems. And then where will Granite Arms be? Second.
I shake my head and I grab the balls that I finished toweling and I pile them up with the little teapot, wrap my thing back in my bag. Say, we will go then.
He nods.
Well, into the long dark of the mines we go.
I turn away from the fire, walk back out.
I put my little bag back on my back and I follow behind Mono.
I walk up ahead. I'll take point on this, lads.
I nod. Let Thulgrim pass me by. My eyes still glow in amber light as I survey for this magic. Thulgrim, stay close. If I see the magic begin to issue that frigid wind, that cold blast of air, I will shout a warning. Flatten yourself on the ground when it comes.
I will. Walking towards...
Ereline is running up the path towards you three. And she runs up to Mono and she says, "Please, Mr. Mono, take these." She has these large coats in her arms. Hands them to the three.
I thank you, matron dwarf. And I take the heavy winter clothing and drape it over top of my cloaks. Or my cloak.
I do the same, take the cloak. It's big for me. I'm sunking in it.
She says, "Oh, perhaps old Newt's coat. You can take that one. Here." She offers you a small child's coat.
I reach and grab the coat. Didn't fit, can I go? I'll wear this one.
Thank
Place it
you.
over my
This
shoulders.
is more appropriate.
Good luck, you lot, and feel free to come back and have some stew. Well, if you get a little cold up there. All right. She nods and turns around without another word. Walks
We
away.
will get to the bottom of this.
I take a corner of this heavy coat that was given to me and I sniff it. I'll never get used to that smell.
Stonehammer's coat smells like booze. Late nights.
Smells like drunken dwarf. No offense, Thulgrim.
No, I take none. That they do smell pretty rank. As I continue to walk up towards the entrance to the mine.
Leaning on my staff, I follow Thulgrim up the mountain towards the mine entrance.
I follow suit on the side a bit. My hand on my sword.
The entrance of the mine is before arriving at the entrance of the mine. There's about 20 feet of extremely thick ice, like tendrils kind of reaching out, grabbing hold of the landscape, arching up the mountain as well, as if some sort of blast blew out all this ice.
I stop and I take off my wooden clog and I tie them up to my belt or my bag. Say, this is gonna be slippery.
We'll end it right there. It feel good, y'all?
All right.
Did we
It's been
did
a
we
while.
Daggerheart it?
I don't know. We did do some Daggerheart.
There was some Daggerheart.
There
I'm-
was
I'm-
some-
I'm mad at myself because I was so ready to utilize the armor system in combat.
Yeah.
And the wolf attacked me first, and I was like,
I was like, he's gonna use the armor. I'm sure he's gonna use the armor.
I didn't use the armor. I just took. I got tanked with it. Yeah. Yeah, that was.
That happens
Later
a lot
on,
in Easy D6 too, where you don't karma your armor rolls for some reason.
Mm.
Like you're supposed to.
Yeah, I could have reduced
You're
that.
like, oh yeah, I
well.
can karma shit.
I knew I could do it. I was just like doing the math in my head, and I was like, "Oh, I don't want to waste too much time here. Just I took the damage."
It's a new system, and I forgot to stream that to my audience. I'll have to copy the video later.
Oh sure.
It's a new system, and there's a bit of a few quite moving part that we're not used to it, right? Like I mean, like every time we have to make a roll, like it does take a little bit of time, right?
It does, yeah. Because like you roll the 2d12, but then you also have modifiers to add to it, right? Like so.
Then you got to think about the fear and the
Yeah,
hope.
because I was just like seeing the roll, and I was like, okay, well, you need this, like thinking Easy D6, and then then you guys like, no, I'm adding 2. And I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
wait,
so I gotta
then
add that too.
Then you're trying to think of a positive or a negative narrative.
Yeah, that can be a bit of a challenge. It takes a
That
little
got
bit getting
me.
used to.
First time I was like, I stab forward and nick my arm on his teeth.
But also, like,
I was like, that was terrible.
but the GM also got like those fear points that I can use later on, right? So
Yeah.
it's not like
I used fear to enhance the storm, and I think I spawned a dire wolf with the fear as well.
Nice.
That was it.
Nice.
You guys didn't roll fear very much. You were like 2.
Oh,
Is that all we did?
You didn't roll anything.
We
very
didn't
much.
roll. We didn't roll enough.
You guys had rolled hope a lot.
I didn't really roll. I didn't roll any hope.
I didn't roll any hope either.
Man, I got 5 hope.
Look at you.
I got all the hope. Gonna
So
have to spend it.
So hopeful.
You haven't rolled a crit, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I got a crit.
Exciting.
Yeah. Although it was like a crit for something other than combat, so. But that's okay. It worked out cool.
How'd you guys feel about the session overall, as far as my GMing? That's what I'm really worried about.
I felt like I had time taking turns sometime.
Yep.
Quite a few times I was trying to take a turn, and then like somebody else started like talking, and then
I
like,
agree.
or sometimes like there was a bit of back and forth. And I said, well, I wanted to do something there, right, with the food at some point, right? I want to encore myself, be in the scene, stuff like that. But then like thing goes so fast, and the thing move, and I never get a turn. And
Yeah,
then
I think I was
or-
doing the ping pong on the food part.
yeah, a few moments like I found like,
Yeah.
and not just with you, Phil, with everybody. Like I don't know if it's about something with me that sometimes like
People don't respect cats enough.
yeah, like I couldn't like force my way into the round, like into the.
I noticed it
into the
more
order.
in the first half of the game, and then I was like, oh, I think I interrupted Max.
Yeah.
So then from there, I think the second half was better, but definitely in the
Yes.
first half, yeah.
And
There-
sometimes I try to keep I try to keep my turn short, right? I try to do just like one thing to give a chance for other people to interact as well. But then like I just did the small thing, and then everybody else like did like long ass fucking stuff, right? Sometimes, right? Just like those big scene, and said, well, I should have done more, right? It's kind of frustrating. So now like, oh, now we outside. You're stepping outside the door already. Like I still wanted
Yeah.
to interact with this buffet, right?
Oh yeah, I was just leaving. I didn't expect anyone to follow me. I was like, I'm out of here.
I mean,
My turn in the tavern that was extending out, and yes, Phil, I saw you kind of cut it back to Max, which I was happy you did, because I was like, okay, I don't want to go too long.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah, that's a lesson we learned when people go off to do the solo, move the adventure along. The other two
Cut
did.
them off, yeah.
There was a couple times where fucking Kingslayer. Was it Kingslayer or Kingmaker?
Kingmaker.
Kingmaker. I'm sorry. King over there. It was like Max rolled success with fear or something like that, and then he was like explaining what he was saying, and then Kingmaker's like, "Hey, take it easy over there." All right, what are you doing?
Only roll.
It
My
was
bad.
when you were trying to intimidate the
Yeah.
old Granite Arms.
Yeah.
Oh, when
And,
I
like,
jumped in between them,
And
yeah.
he like jumped. He had intimidated
Yeah.
with fear, and I was curious to see what he was going to do.
Okay,
And then you were like, "Okay, you win." I was like, "What? What are you doing?"
Yeah. Well,
That was weird.
I wasn't sure if I had succeeded or not because I rolled a 13.
I was trying
right?
to do nods.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
I
Like, but like,
nodded that you succeeded.
I got like kind of succeeded with the description, but also
Or
like
I
with the
did this.
fear, I what was I saying?
I should say success or failure, maybe.
Yeah,
That would help.
like
yeah.
I wanted to say like appear like less confident, right? Than I don't know. It's like it's hard to gauge. A success with fear. I find it's hard to gauge, right? Like
Yes.
because like I'm trying to intimidate this guy, right?
Yeah.
And I succeed, but like then do I also get a bit intimidated, right? Do I also
Well, that's
get like
why I didn't think that you satisfied the fear. So I was like, okay, the fear is Stonehammer has to pay him off. Like that's the fear. That's what I did.
all right, that's
Yeah.
good.
My
That
bad
makes
on
sense.
that. I was kind of in the narrative mode of like I see them conflicting, and I wanted to de-escalate it. Was
Yeah.
my thought process. I didn't know there was. I didn't realize because I was thinking in character. There was a fear thing going on there.
Well, he's
Yeah.
got to at least narrate his die roll to the die roll.
Yeah.
That would be so. I think he did that 2 times. That's where he rolled the dice and then like he took an action. It was like, well, that's different than this. But I don't know.
I really
I
liked,
think,
My
I
bad.
really I thought Kingmaker did great with his
I think
dwarf.
he made a great time.
I really like that, and I loved Max's Bushido cat character. Like I thought that was so cool that I really liked the part where Max took off his little wooden slippers, his
There at the
sandals.
end?
No, he did it in the palace before he
Yeah.
went into the great room,
Oh yeah.
and I thought that was cool. And I thought it was cool how Max, you started like you described the sound of the wooden, whatever those are called, clogs. On the, I thought that was really cool, and I really liked how every time I was like, because my guy was different than Kaneko, but Kaneko was like, no, we're going to do the honorable thing. It's honorable, and then that guy has insulted my honor, and I just thought it was cool. I liked that a lot. That was good.
Something that your character did a lot was like flash his magic as an intimidation.
Yeah, that
And I was like, we're in a high magic world. Like everyone's like, oh wow, you're fucking pulling a flame out of your ass. Who gives a shit? That's
Well,
kind of what I was trying to do. I was like, everybody in the ROM can do that.
Yeah, I guess so. I had thought that because you said right before we started you wanted us to have one kind of magical thing, and so my magical thing was that I could just kind of produce flames. And
Oh, I thought
That's
that
what
you
I
could
was
just
going
do
with.
that because that's like your guy.
no, I don't. Well, not really.
Well,
Not yet. Eventually, as an elementalist, I think I can turn
Should
into
I-
fire.
should I have like I made the Granite Arms crew be a little intimidated by the fire. I was like, okay, well, someone has to be intimidated, but he's gonna do it like 3 times.
I like the
I was like,
fire
yeah.
magic cult thing. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
fire magic cult. That's
The
gonna
fire
be
magic
That was cool. That was cool.
I guess my magic thing should probably be this tea.
The
I
team.
liked that ritual.
Oh.
Oh, where did he go?
Lost him.
I really liked when Max had that ritual. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It's just like the ritual thing that he does, and I thought that was great. So I liked that a lot. There he is. He's back.
Took like 1,000 turns. No, just kidding.
No, I liked the
I'm
tea
just
thing.
joking.
I really liked it. I thought it was a great ritual. I think that's fantastic. I like
Yeah.
rituals, and
It's good.
Bacon talks about that. I thought it was a
Well,
great idea.
yeah, and I'm trying to establish something of my character, right?
Mhm.
At the beginning, like that,
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
good.
Uh,
I liked
that.
all the characters. They seemed very distinct.
Definitely.
which is awesome.
Yeah, that was.
I feel like
That's
my NPCs are pretty weak. I like the mayor.
No,
Yeah,
I liked them.
they were good. Yeah, they were.
Your
They were all
mayor
good.
was great.
The
I like the
mayor
mayor
was
and the
really
butler.
good.
The
And
butler,
then,
and I like Stonehammer as well. The
Alright,
dwarf
cool.
were, and even like all the dwarf you did right, and you did a lot.
They're all there.
Yeah,
Every big nosed last one of them.
The Minotaur was cool. I liked him.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that was
someone
good.
alarm made a funny joke in the chat.
Oh,
Don't
which
drink
one?
don't drink the Minotaur. The
Don't
Minotaur's
drink
milk.
milk. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Simono is Brazilian.
Put hair on your chest. You drink Minotaur milk for virility.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
Oh, it's Nicholas that said, "Do not drink the milk."
Yeah, that's this one.
Yeah, yeah.
We had a few people that were liking it, so that's cool. Yes,
Cool.
I was
I
playing a
don't-
monkey.
I don't know if it was showcasing the game very much. It was just felt like a role playing session, which is
Yeah.
fine
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah,
I think the combat
like-
will.
you know, tell you the truth, like, and I'm sorry I didn't get to act on combat.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was
no one-
expecting
that-
you to do that, but
Should I
Awesome.
spawn
But-
like should I spawn a pack of direwolves?
Maybe two,
Maybe two.
too easy, and I don't know.
I didn't know how hard
Two would've been
it would be. I was like, I don't know how hard this is. So one.
But to tell you the truth, like I had a bit of anxiety. You know, this character, I feel like, especially like it's the first character I'm playing, I feel like there's a lot of button to push, right?
Yeah.
So all those feature I have, right? Oh, I can spend 3 hopes to have a +1 on attack roll, but then like that's something I was thinking about. Like, okay, so when I do attack roll, I have my +2 agility, plus my weapon proficiency,
Yeah.
plus the dice. Okay, I have to think about that.
right.
Then I can add another +1 if I spend those 3 hope. And then I have like this. Anyway, I feel like there's a bunch of things that I can do,
Mhm.
and also like I don't know, like it doesn't sound like, is that the best way to spend 3 hope to get a +1 on attack? It's until the next rest, right? So, but it seemed quite costly for it because I didn't gain any hope.
It seems like game wise, it's the best way to spend hope is assisting your party.
Yeah,
So like you can spend a hope to give someone a D6 or something, right?
Yep.
yeah. But that's the
seems
thing also. Like
Probably like the strongest use of hope.
I can gain like Slayer dice, right? Too with
Mhm.
my instead of
Yeah.
gaining a hope. So is that better? Then I can roll a D6.
But with the amount of combat we're doing, I mean, maybe the
Yeah.
combat is probably going to increase when you guys go in the mine. But
I think that's when we'll start to see the system shine. More
Yeah.
combat or whatever you have
Mhm.
planned.
Yeah.
it's just intrigue.
Well,
It's
obviously,
just
like,
a cat and mouse game with granite arms.
well,
You guys
that's
are
the thing too, right? Like I'm a Slayer, right? So it's kind of like the fighter kind of class.
Yeah.
But so you think like, and I love the feature because of that, are combat based. But at the same time, I did feel like I played the character, right? And that I had this like I didn't slice up this fucking granite arm.
Mm-hmm. Were you supposed to?
Came close.
Yeah. You guys had a little chest bump going on there.
Hey man,
Yeah,
I had your
that's how
back
I
if you
imagine.
wanted to do it. I was gonna throw down.
Yeah.
Just start murdering all the dwarves in town.
Well,
This game just changed. Kill all the
No, I-
dwarves.
kill all the dwarf now. We're just going in the camp and making a ruckus.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I'm trying to. Like I'm trying to do like the scat, because it's like I don't want to do like the typical thing, like I'm just gonna knock everything off the fucking counter, right? Because he's an intelligent being, right? He's a uplifted
Okay,
cat,
no.
right? Huh?
Knock everything off the counter. That's funny.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
is
Like
funny.
I'm like but I want to like I'm thinking like what would remain of the cat if you bring him to human intelligence, right? What because like in a lot of sense they have the same needs and the same like biological needs than us, right? So
I wouldn't think it would be caring for the innocent.
No, but he did have this
That's not the
comb
route I
thing he
would
did,
go.
which was cool. Like he kept
Yeah.
on grooming, so you
Yeah.
comb his
Did-
fur.
oh yeah.
yeah,
I noticed that. Thought that was good.
yeah, that's
Very
that's what I
cat-like.
with the picking of the food, right? That's something
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
that I thought about.
He almost snatched a fish out of. Out of a
I
fountain.
liked that. I thought that was
That
cool.
was fun.
I thought
Yeah.
that was cool. I liked it. And the other part I liked was the way that he did the stew thing, where the cat was picking through
Yeah.
and just taking the meat and leaving all the vegetables and everything else.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like a cat. You'd be picky with it.
One part I really
Yeah.
liked was when you were leaving and the butler was like talking to you cat to cat.
Mhm.
I thought that was a cool part.
Yeah, that was
He's
cool.
like, don't hang around these fucking monkeys.
And I like
Yeah.
also the
You're
cat-
better than that.
one thing that
Monkeys.
I like you did the butler, even though he was a cat,
Yeah.
that you didn't felt obliged to make him like kind of like the same kind of Japanese thing, because that's kind of the fucking thing of Kaneko, right? Just like
Mhm.
that's not typical of the I guess the cat culture. It's just like this weird thing. So there's also this thing, like I'm trying to do like this
He's a
to make him
weeaboo.
cat, but he also yes he's a weeaboo. But also having like this kind of honor, kind of obsession, and trying to be dignified, right? And trying to do be obsessed with glory and honor and shit like that. Honor, not in the sense also like the don't insult me, right? Like, which also I find is also kind of cat-like. Cat take themselves very seriously.
Fujiki-sama. That's what I should have said.
Yeah.
Maybe
But,
next
yeah.
time. Yeah. I did pick his name. I called him Dantaro or something. I was like, that sounds a little bit Asian. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
The butler.
Not
Yeah.
really that
Dantaro.
much.
yeah, Kantaro.
It could be European, like Southern European.
So when's the next one, Phil?
Speaking
When
of,
can we do when can we
I don't
wrap
know, let's
this
just
up?
stick to Thursdays, I guess.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay.
that works. All right,
Let's
good.
check. What do we got this Thursday?
We got
Let's see.
Daggerheart, bro.
I'm
Daggerheart.
like, why does it say Friday? Oh yeah, because it's Friday now.
Yeah.
Uh,
I thought it was Friday all day. It was weird. You guys are lucky I came at all.
Of course we
Yeah.
Oh, nerds is here. Max gonna Kirisute gamen. Some fuck. What is that? Like not stuck in weebs.
So the third.
Max gonna
Yeah, I
cruise.
I don't know what that means. But
I don't know
yes.
what that means. Like we need like a resident weeb. Nicholas, can you
Yeah.
translate that for us?
Nicholas is in bed.
Everyone.
It's late.
Yeah, probably went in bed.
Yeah.
Kirisute Gomen. Is that like a
Right.
special move?
It must be.
Is that an ultimate? Is that your ultimate?
Yeah, but I don't know from what. The other that samurai could strike. Oh yeah, the other that samurai could strike. Yes, that's what I was. That was about. That was what I was
Okay.
doing. Yeah, I was pushing there, right? I was trying to do this thing like about the. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, peasant. Right? Don't like. So
Well, I don't know if that's the law of this land.
No, so that's the
Might be
thing,
a
right? I
personal
know.
law.
I know I'm in foreign land. I'm not
Yeah.
in my culture in that culture, right? But
Which isn't
still,
even your culture, apparently.
it's not even my culture.
It's just some made up.
but it's
You read a
triggering
book
me.
someday. You read a
Exactly.
book once.
No, it's my mother that passed me
Oh,
down.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
From the mountains, right? Your sword.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spears in the mountains.
Yeah.
It's good to
Well,
be back in
she-
the mountains.
She learned that from a different culture, and then like she passed down to me.
Yeah.
But I really bought into it.
Yeah.
Hook, line,
I
and
just wanted to
sinker.
be like your mom. So bad.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We don't have
I
a.
remember,
we-
I
the-
remember
the-
that now.
The men don't stick around to raise their young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, you a cat boy samurai, definitely a weeb. Yeah.
If he was a weeb, it would be a self-insert. He is role-playing a weeb.
Exactly.
He's not a self.
Did you, Kingmaker? Did you get a chance to use any of this background stuff for the connections? Were you?
Yeah, well, one of them I had said to Kaneko, complimented him on his prowess, his family lineage, I should say, as master swordsman.
Oh, right.
That was the only one I used so far. Yeah,
that
was the
was
only
his
one I
goal
used.
to be a master swordsman. That's
Well,
right.
also that
Did anyone use hope?
I did once,
um
but
for
it
the
was
fire
awkward.
blast?
No, I used hope when those described the shady people that were looking at me from the tavern.
Yeah.
And I have this thing where I can negotiate with criminals. I get
Yep.
an advantage, I think, but I wasn't sure if I was supposed to use hope or not. But I did. I marked it off. But then I rolled with hope, so it immediately
So
gave it back.
They're criminals now.
Anyway, that was the only time I used it.
Thanks for letting me know that they're criminals.
I don't know what they were or not. That's the problem with it. It's like, okay, so I get this advantage if I negotiate with a criminal, but I don't know if they're a criminal yet. And it was like you said that they had some kind of symbol on them. So
The Burning Fist. They're from the Burning
Yeah.
Fist cult.
I wrote it down. Yeah.
the connection that I mentioned before is actually what lie have you told me about yourself that I believe, and that was me being oblivious to it to kind of go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of myself being from peasant past.
That's
From a-
what
from
that
a-
one point where I raised my eyebrow is because it was that peasant thing. Because you were like, oh,
Yeah.
the peasant thing.
Yeah, and you know.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh wow, some deep cuts there.
And then
Pretty badass, guys.
at some point, I remembered that I have a deep fear of crowded places.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's right. I have a deep
That's why you
fear of
hated
crowded
all
places.
those damn people.
So I
around
hate
you.
being around these people, especially the big crowded dwarf camp with all
It's
the.
very crowded. Yeah.
Smelly dwarves.
Now
Yeah.
you got a little smelly reminder that you're wearing.
Which is funny because like you're working in you work in a circus, so
I did. Maybe
Yeah.
it's.
It's very
scarred me.
it was a very unpopular circus.
It was. There was never any crowds. It was always an empty house.
He kind of half-assed his part. Just like, fire or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. I enjoyed this character.
Did
I
you
like
guys
the
like the
Bushido cat.
frivolous use
It's
of
cool.
magic? I was trying to make it very frivolous. Just like everything's magic.
Well, it was in the mayor mansion for sure.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I
do you
liked
guys
all the
think, Ian?
portraits of him everywhere.
Yeah, that was good.
That's cool.
Portraits were funny.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Cool. So-
Because at first I wasn't gonna. The reason that happened was because I was like, because of a mistake I made. Because we were walking down like the village road, and I was like, you hear the clippity clop of the horseshoes, and I'm like, why would a village road be paved? Probably not paved. And then like you reinforced it with what you said. I was like, well, I guess they're
Yeah.
paved. Magic's the reason.
Well,
There's been a stone shaper, and he's done a whole lot of stuff here.
Not much magic.
It's pretty cool.
It's all magic.
If you guys wanted to see how the sausage was made there, I don't know if
There
you
you
wanted to or not, but
You didn't put any dwarves in a wheelchair in the village. I don't know.
well, you
Yeah.
didn't see them.
They were there.
They were a little bit
Sure.
lower than the sight line.
Maybe they were healed with magic. I don't know.
Mhm.
well, no, because that mean like you need to be fixed, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. They don't like it. You know, you're supposed to
That's why
embrace
they-
and
That's
ability
why
your
they had to
identity.
pave everything, because it helps them.
Oh, it helps the wheelchair.
Sure.
We should have checked. There might have been a ramp at the
They did.
manor.
They did.
Of course they did.
Did you find that
Definitely a
we,
ramp at the manor.
Did you find that we dilly-dallied too much?
I don't know if it was that or if it was just like too many steps to get to the dungeon.
Yeah, I was thinking right from palace right to the dungeon, but I'm
Yeah.
always that way though. I'm always like, let's just get to it.
Let's get
Oh, I was definitely pushing for the dungeon. Maybe too
Yeah,
hard.
but it was like there was always something else that you had to do, or
Yep.
Well, I like the scene with the granite arms. I think that was interesting.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it was worthwhile in that sense.
That was just that was like a consequence of Ironbreaker running his mouth. So he was like telling you guys while all the people were around.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Yep.
well, let's see if anyone hears.
Oh, that's why you rolled there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that led to interesting tension, and now like there's still this thing like oh he's
Yeah,
gonna
now
come
you
back.
guys are able to watch your back.
Yeah.
Got some cutthroats out there.
Yeah, that's what we talk like the stories what happened. Right. But yeah.
Right on.
I mean, I don't know that you guys are even making it to the dungeon. You know what I mean? Maybe you're going there. Or maybe it's just we're killing a bunch of dwarves in town today. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Fighting.
no relation to Kingmaker's dwarf, but
Yeah. But yeah, the Granite Arms, he wasn't. It's one of those nice little spontaneous result of the die things. So
Mm-hmm.
right on.
Good old Granite Arms.
good old Granite Arms. Not my best naming.
Oh, that's good.
What was it,
There was a thing also
Jason?
like the
His name was
Jason?
Jason. Jason Granite Arms.
I wrote it down.
Typical, like,
Granite Arms.
I forgot Stonehammer's first name, so I just called him Stonehammer. I wrote down Cedric after I thought about it. Like, was it Cedric?
I don't know.
I'll rewatch it.
There's one thing the character I'm playing, I'm trying to make it like kind of serious, right? Like it's very like, and he's trying to be very dignified and shit like that. But there was a lot of plays that I had joke to make.
Yeah, cat jokes.
I had to, yeah,
Cat jokes.
cat jokes or situational jokes, right?
Yeah.
Or like with the wind coming out of the mine and shit like that. I don't know, like stupid fucking joke, right? Fart joke and shit like that. But it didn't fit the character. And it's like,
He's not a fart joke kind of guy.
no, he's not a fart joke kind of guy.
Yeah.
So all those joke had to be left unmade.
Yeah, definitely not a self-insert then.
No, because I would have.
You never miss a chance for a fart joke.
Exactly.
Okay. I think
All
that's
right.
probably a good place to call it. Thanks to everybody who watched or will watch on the replay. And thank you, Phil. Thanks, Kingmaker, of course, and Max. And I'm Crispy, and this has been our first session of Daggerheart. Next one coming up a week from today. And we will hopefully see you all here for that. The exciting conclusion, maybe? Don't know. We'll see.
Also known when it all falls apart.
Yeah.
When it all falls apart, yeah.
We'll roll for hope or fear or something.
There will be rolling.
There will be
They
rolling.
would be rolling. They would be fighting.
All right.
Potentially.
Let's hope.
God bless.
Okay. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Take care, guys.
They will be role play.